let's go over to the blogs. Now, remember, we can just hover over and we can drop down to GrooveBlog, but I'm going to show you how I can build a blog in, under 3 minutes here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on New Blog, and I'm going to give this blog a name, and I'm just going to call it Let's Groove. And now we block the name Groove from the subdomain, so I'm going to put an extra O in there. So I'm going to call it Let's Groove with an extra O, because we don't allow the word groove to be used in subdomains. But that doesn't matter because I'm going to connect it actually to blog.letsgroove.ai, which I set up earlier. And so I'm going to click the done button here. And just like that, we have actually published a blog. Now, to prove that to you, I'm actually going to go over to the settings, and I'm going to click on the domain, and I'm going to show you that this domain actually has a dummy blog live. This is live on the internet. Let's Groove with an extra O.grooveblog.com. But I'm going to match that, publishing it to a domain over here that we set up for letsgroove.ai, and we said that we were going to put that in the subdomain called blog.letsgroove.ai. So I hit save. All right, now that's saved, we're going to check on to see how it looks live in just a minute. Let's just walk through some of the settings real quick. The SEO is how you want your URLs to look. Very similar to WordPress. The domains we just went over. Logo and favicon, we give you some dummy logos. Let me actually load up a logo that I had made prior. And I believe that would be this one right here. Made a little logo called Let's Groove. And we're going to hit save. And let's create a little favicon here. We don't want the little G. So we're going to load up a little favicon. That's the little thing that you see in the browser tab. These little things right here that tell you, so you could easily recognize the brand. And we hit save. Social links are where you would put all of your, you would choose like an icon, maybe like you would put in Facebook, like this. And now you would put your link to your Facebook page, and then you would do one for Instagram and Twitter, etc. We'll hit save there. And this is where you manage your comments, forums, your copyright here. You could make that, copyright 2022, and you would just put in Let's Groove.ai. Now, embed ads. This is pretty cool. This is where you can put in any ads for affiliate programs or Google AdSense ads. I'm going to show you some examples of how we would do it with Groove affiliate ads. I had loaded up this tab right here. So for a header, now all of the code is always underneath the banner. So what we're going to do is we're going to get we'll use this one right here. And again, it's a little weird. This banner, the code is underneath it. So we're going to put some header code there. And now we'll get one for the footer. So it means we need another horizontal. So I'll just take this one here. Remember the ad is under, the code is underneath here. We'll probably make that a little bit easier to understand. And for a sidebar, we want something that runs vertical. So let's get one of these little GrooveZilla ones here. Here's one right underneath there. We'll put that there. And later, we're gonna, when we look at the blog, we're gonna notice that we have ads on the blog. Tracking pixels is where you want to put your Facebook or your Google Analytics tracking. And the open graph, this means that when somebody shares this URL, what do you want the title and what type of image? So that is all of the settings. Now, I'm gonna go over the rest of these here real quick for you, but let's go and look at the preview by clicking on this preview icon right here and see what the blog looks like. All right, now let's take a look at what's going on. First of all, we have our logo here that was replaced. Now here are the banners that we put up, the horizontal, here's the vertical, and here's the footer. And again, that could be Google AdSense. Now we're gonna go and make a post in just a minute. Next over here, we have the themes. We're going to be making different themes for you. Right now, we have what's known as the GrooveBlog Classic, and that's the one that we're looking at here. But as you can see here, we can change the font and the font size and all of the different fonts here. We can customize everything. For instance, I'm not going to go and Frankenstein this up, but if you notice the button here, if I say that I want the buttons to be the groove pink color, just like that, they automatically changed in both of these areas. If I want my links to be a certain color or anything, I can just customize everything here just like that. Now, the layout is, there's a few things here. We have the home page, a post page, and a categories page. So the home page, I can get rid of this sidebar here if I don't want it, but of course I want it. And if you don't want to show categories, you can remove that, but I think you should for SEO. If you want to leave this and connect this to a GrooveMail, so you can get opt-ins. And I recommend not showing the dates, because if somebody sees something that was written in 2018, they're going to be like, oh my goodness, that was such a long time ago. This can't be relevant. But if you're teaching somebody the 7 foods to eat when on keto, don't show the dates, because this blog will be relevant. You don't want the person thinking it's old. So I would shut that off. Number of posts. And now here, as you can see, this is a grid. That means everything is perfectly in a grid, or I can put it in a list where it stacks, or what's very popular is a Pinterest looking masonry. And that's how you want your homepage to look. Now, you can also change how you want your post to look. Do you want to have a sidebar? Of course. Do you want to show the dates? No. And how do you want your categories? This is when they click on a particular category, you could list them like this, or the masonry, or the grid. So that is how you basically customize the look and feel of your blog so that it matches exactly like it would from your website. Okay, that's pretty much the one-time settings, but let's go look at the blog posts now. Now, remember, we give you some dummy blog posts, but let's create a blog post right now. I'm going to click on New Post, and I'm going to take this from another blog that I put here. I'm going to call it How to Create a Membership Website for Free. And the description here for the website, I'm just going to copy some of that text already. And what you can do is you just click right here and you just start typing. So right there, I'm just going to paste some text that I had right here. See, just like that. Now, if I want to add a video, I can just simply click here. Let's first add an image, something from our library. So I'm going to click on image, and this is something I was using before. So let's click on that. And that's a screenshot from Groove Digital. And what I'm showing you is that you can type anything that you want and then add another image or even a custom embed like a countdown timer or something, from an opt-in from a third-party website. But let's just add just a little bit more text here. I'll just throw in I'm going to repeat the text that was up there above. And now what I want to do is I want to add a video. And so again, I just come over to here and I click this plus button and I click on video. And I'm going to just grab a YouTube URL. You could do a Groove video URL or anything. I'm just going to post this and watch what happens when I hit enter. And just like that, folks, I've created a blog post. Now, the thing is this image right here is going to be shown when somebody shares the website. And that may not be what I want. So I want to do, again, what's known as a featured image. Again, that's like a thumbnail for a YouTube video. When somebody, just like you see kind of right here, we designed the thumbnail. So when somebody shares your website, you get more clicks. So what we have over here for every blog post that you want to do is settings. So first thing we want to do is we want to set a featured image. Otherwise, when somebody shares the link, it's going to give this text and this image. But I may want to override this text and this image. So let's start by first uploading an image here like this. And it has some curiosity. And you'll see that in just a minute when we actually preview the blog. Now, you can set the dates. What categories do I want to put this in? I'm going to put it in all 4 categories right now. This is where you add your keywords, and the excerpt, this is kind of like a call to action. I want you to look at this like an email subject line. And that means when people share it, it's going to override this. Now, this is pretty cool, but let's create one that looks even better for when it gets shared. The secret to a profitable membership site. All right, a few more things. We're going to have it add to the carousel, show to the homepage. If you want to allow comments, you would click here. And here's some other metadata, open graph stuff that you can do as well. Again, we don't have time to go over all of this stuff, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to click publish. And now what we're going to do is we're going to exit this, and we're going to head back to the front of the website and see how this actually looks on the website. So I'm going to click here for the preview. Let's let that load. And now what we're going to see when this loads is we're going to see that we have this blog that we just created, and we could click on it and actually see how it looks live. Here's our blog post. There's our video that we created. And this was the image and, you know, our sidebar and everything just like that. Now, also, you'll notice that the image has the featured image, as you see here. And you see here the secret to, typo there, profitable membership site. All right, so this is now in the carousel, and that is essentially how we make a blog. Folks, think about how fun and simple and easy that is, that you don't have to go out and install anything in WordPress. Literally in 5 minutes, I just showed you how to set up a blog where 90% of this demo was one-time setups. And then after that, you can go in and create a post very, very easy. And this is a lightweight blog made for SEO. And here is our navigation, our call to action, our logo, our categories. Very, very simple. Do me a favor, type 1 in the chat for me if this looked really easy and you're starting to get excited because you're starting to see how you can now have not only an e-commerce store, but also your blog. So do me a favor, put a 1 in the chat if you're excited. We still have more to come, so I'm going to start moving a little bit quicker. And now what we're going to do is we're going to click on Visit Blog and actually see what it looks like live. And there we are. We are live on the internet with an actual blog that we built in like less than 5 minutes.